Hello and welcome to the 49ers First and 10 podcast. 10 minutes of the most up-to-date 49ers news first thing in the morning. I'm your host, Brianna McDonald. Joining me is team reporter Lindsay Polares. The San Francisco 49ers are currently practicing and getting ready for preseason week 2 against the New Orleans Saints. Lindsay, let's get into one of the main topics of conversation right now, which happens to be injury updates with the team. After Kyle Shanahan's press conference, could you give us a rough update on which players are out and which players are on the mend?
Yeah, so I think kind of a mixed bag when it comes to injuries right now with the 49ers. We do have guys that are on the mend, so that's always a positive sign. And then we got some not so great updates on a couple players coming out of that preseason opener. Cornerback Ambry Thomas suffered a forearm injury that is going to require surgery. No timetable for him, but it seemed to be a pretty significant injury. And then one injury that I don't think many people were aware of, and we found out about it on Monday, was the defensive lineman Clea Davis, who had a really strong showing against the Titans, actually suffered a knee injury that is also going to require surgery. And head coach Kyle Shanahan said that it's probably going to materialize into him about missing about half a season. So not great news, but we're wishing him a speedy recovery. And we'll keep you posted the more we know about those more serious injuries. But on a positive note, the 49ers enjoyed a very light practice on Monday, and it was actually with just very heavy emphasis on the veteran starters that were taking the reps on Monday. Good news is that linebacker Fred Warner, who missed the tail end of last week with some foot irritation, was back on the field. It was a non-padded practice, so it was pretty light. But again, always a positive note when you see your starters back out on the field and looking healthy. I also saw linebacker Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles, cornerback Darrell Luter, wide receiver Jacob Cowling, and Danny Gray, who was in a blue non-contact jersey. They were all out on the field on Monday. So again, those were guys that were dealing with some bumps and bruises from training camp. To my knowledge, nothing too serious, but they are on the mend. So that's great positive news for the 49ers.
So during this preseason flow, how is the team managing between practice intensity and recovery while dealing with the player injuries?
Yeah, so it's a delicate balance right now, right? The 49ers are dealing with just a little bit of the wear and tear. Training camp is 3 weeks long. It's grueling. It's day after day practice. So what we heard is that, again, Monday, super light, non-padded practice. A lot of the veteran starters were out there to give the players that saw a lot of playing time, had a pretty significant workload on Saturday against the Titans, some time to rest and recover. And then we'll see a ramping up of the practice week as we get later into the week. So again, we'll see that gradually increase just intensity as we get to Friday. So I think, again, it's just managing workload for players, and those that did have the lion's share of the snaps against the Titans are going to be seeing a little bit less work on the front end of the week is what I expect.
Yeah, also we mentioned in our last episode that the 49ers and Saints have agreed to cancel their joint practices this week. And since that decision has been made, the team might approach this week 2 game slightly different from the preseason opener last week. Listen in as head coach Kyle Shanahan shares his outlook on the upcoming matchup now that those joint practices are off of the team's preseason schedule.
Is there a chance you'll play the ones in this game now that you're not doing the joint workouts?
Yeah, there is a chance. I mean, usually I decide that based off how the joint practices go. There's been times I've told them that we're going to go and I'm going to use all the ones in these joint practices a ton and not play them in the game. And the practices haven't gone the way I've wanted, and we've ended up playing them. And then sometimes they've gone exactly how we wanted, and we didn't feel the need to play the guys. And I don't really see much different going against ourselves. Well, it's nice for those guys to get a day off tomorrow so we can have 3 really tough practices in a row where we've kind of built up to our mountain, which we say that with the most reps, which will be one of those. So we'll see how those 3 practices go, and we'll make the decision on what we think helps our team and the individuals for the game.
All right, and there's also a slight change to the 49ers offense with a roster move. Lindsay, who is the team welcoming this week?
Yeah, so the team is welcoming wide receiver Robbie Chosen. He comes to the 49ers after spending the 2023 season with the Miami Dolphins in a corresponding move. They had to make room on the roster roster. So the team waived injured wide receiver Frank Darby. Chosen has lots of NFL experience. He actually began his career as an undrafted free agent with the New York Jets back in 2016. So he's got 8 years of experience under his belt, joins the 49ers locker room, and, the 49ers are looking for him to contribute. We heard head coach Kyle Shanahan say that he's always been a fan of Robbie Chosen, specifically for his speed, his route running, and just how physical he plays. So that's pretty consistent, I feel like, with the qualities that, this team likes in their players.
And we actually just received a roster move from the team. Lindsay, would you like to share those details?
As we were recording this podcast, as sometimes it happens, the 49ers signed defensive lineman Nick Williams to a one-year deal. The corresponding roster move to that was that the team released linebacker Ezekiel Turner. Williams most recently played for the Chargers in 2023, appeared in 14 games, 6 starts, 16 total tackles in 2023, 7 of those for a loss, 2 fumble recoveries, and a sack. So we'll likely see him at practice for the first time today. We'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah, Williams attended Samford University. He was originally drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 7th round of the 2013 NFL Draft. He's since played 11 years in the NFL with the Steelers, Chiefs, Dolphins, Bears, Lions, Giants, and most recently the Chargers during the 2023 season. He's seen action in 97 games, notably 48 starts. So a new player joining the 49ers D-line and another name to keep an eye on. So the 49ers coaching staff and front office are in their evaluation stage during the preseason as they look to nail down that roster. Are there any insights head coach Kyle Shanahan shared in his latest press conference? Any players that are really jumping off the tape for him?
I think one person that we've heard a lot about in the days following that Titans preseason opener is rookie safety Malik Mustafa. We saw a really big play from him, forcing a turnover on downs in that game. And head coach Kyle Shanahan said he was very impressed with the rookie. A very physical tackler, which is what you want to see from all your defensive players. But yeah, he said he's a hitter, and he also showed up on special teams, which obviously is very important as the special teams are getting kind of a switch up in 2023 with the new NFL kickoff rule. But yeah, just good things coming early from safety Malik Mustafa, and likely more to come. I'm sure we'll see him get some more playing time this preseason. So definitely someone to be on the lookout for.
In another note, we also got an update regarding fourth-year safety Talanoa Hufanga from the head coach. What's the latest on Huff?
Yeah, so originally joint practices were a tentative date to see where the veteran safety is at in terms of his recovery process. He suffered an ACL injury in week 11 of the 2023 season, has been working his way back. So there may be good news coming sooner rather than later. Shanahan said that he's actually going to a checkup on Thursday, and that'll be really telling of where he is in terms of, is he ready to come back, or when the 49ers can start easing him back into practice. So good news would mean that Hufanga will likely be back in practice sooner rather than later, but again, no definite timeline there. We'll find out more later in the week. So we've got one day to go before Thursday.
All right, faithful. Well, that will do it for today. Subscribe for more 49ers updates and turn on the notifications for any breaking news, Move the Chains episodes. Thanks for tuning in.